I come with a view that we have to understand who we are. Why are we here on this planet Earth? Today we are gathering because we are literally at the mercy of this wonderful coronavirus, COVID-19. The lockdown we hear in India has been extended till 30th of April, and you want to beat it. You see, you will not be able to understand what I'm saying if your and my vibration do not match. If you are going to judge me and analyze me, what you already have inside your body, then you may not get what I'm explaining you, what I'm teaching you. With the perspective that you are having right now, you are going to judge me, whatever suits you, whatever is inside you, because we cannot create what is not in the mind. We can only create what is in the mind. So whatever is in your mind, you are going to judge me according to that. If it appeals you, you will say, wow, I like it. And if it doesn't appeal you because you do not have that, you will say, what is this? You might make judgments. Because what already is inside you is not adequate. You have to understand this. Had it been adequate, you would not have been listening to me. So one thing has to be understood that clearly. I cannot make you laugh like other teachers, unnecessarily crack jokes. Of course, we are going to have laughter yoga when we end. And we are going to have laughter, but lighter moments also. But we have to understand. Yet you'll have to raise your vibration to understand. So that is why we do daily Samadhi meditation. Samadhi meditation is the highest meditation revealed by Adi Yogi Shiva thousands and thousands of years back. Before Jesus was born, before Buddha was born, before Shri Krishna was born, before Shri Ram was born. And you cannot attain Samadhi state unless and until you follow 11 steps of karma. So we are talking about everywhere people want to beat COVID-19. You will not be able to beat. Remember, it is going to mutate. You don't know. It is invisible. There are countries, I'll not name the countries, there are countries who went to war with Afghanistan. They did not win. The wars happening in the Gulf, nobody could win. It's still going on. You cannot win a war. You have to understand this. You have to understand. I salute all the prime ministers. I salute the Indian Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. I salute all the excellencies of UAE, Dubai, residents of different countries, medical professionals, nurses, paramedics for doing a wonderful job. You see, we have to heal ourselves completely unless and until the receptor of a human being is like a lock, and this COVID-19 virus, which they might show is like that spike. Unless and until you have the receptor where the spike of that coronavirus will sit. But it's not going to affect you. It's not that you can kill that virus. Understand, you have virus, I have virus inside my body also. It is lying stagnant. When I feel guilty, you feel guilty, or we are in stress, we are in anxiety, we activate in our circulatory system, in our blood system, that virus, and it attacks our cells. It attacks our immune system. So if you're at peace, you have to heal the virus. You have to raise your vibration so that there is no virus in your life. So that the virus does not mutate. You have to understand this completely. Are you with me? So you have to understand this completely. Now, today is the chapter about stress and anxiety. Now, what is this stress? Do you know, people all over the world, scientists, medical doctors, they say that stress is good for our health. Also, they say that if there is no stress, there is not going to be challenge. If there was no stress, then the primitive man would not have survived. Now, what is this stress? This stress is your response to change in your environment. I'm repeating, the stress comes to you or me is a change in the environment. See, in the primitive times, understand primitive time, the caveman, Stone Age coming. So that time, the humans did not have roofs on their head. So if a tiger would come, Sujit and Rumi, if you could put the anatomy where we can show that adrenal glands on top of the kidney, so I could explain them. So the primitive man, the lion would come, the tiger would come, and then he would gather, a rush of adrenaline would be secreted. Yes, adrenaline would be secreted from their adrenal glands. Now, and the blood which is in the visceral organ, which is there for digestion, would come in their limbs, and they would do their best to run and climb a tree or somewhere, so that the tiger does not eat them. So that means the primitive man could use that, because if you are not using adrenaline in your body, within the blood, by running, it is going to be converted into cortisol, that is a stress hormone. Are you with me? So like I said, that the stress is the body's reaction to any change that requires an adjustment or response. The body reacts to these changes with physical, mental, and emotional response. Now similarly, so it's got a flight mode. You are running away. Are you with me? Now, if there is a robber comes and you are 3-4 in the primitive time, you are 3-4 people. Now what is going to happen if you are 3-4 people and a robber comes and so you are going to fight him. Now for fighting again, you require the rush of adrenaline. So your brain is going to give the command that, and this adrenaline is going to come from your, the pituitary gland is going to secrete, and from your, what you call adrenal gland, and it is going to go into your, once again, your hand and arms, and you are going to fight the threat. Are you with me? Now, where is the lion? Where is the stressor? There is no stressor now in your life. So that the fight has become anger and the flight mode has become depression. Now, the women, when their husbands are not treating them well, they're angry because they can't fight them. And they can't run away from their husbands also. Are you with me? they are in depression. And there is another state which is called freeze, where you get freezed. The threat is so much when a person goes to light up. It is the response, that you actually freeze. So when you are stressed, the body thinks that it is under attack and switches to fight or flight mode. Releasing this hormone and chemical, which is called adrenaline, which is converted into cortisol. So, because of number of action or reaction, the blood is diverted to muscles, and you are shutting down the visceral function, which is very important for your body to function. Understand this. If your body is not functioning, that means if your digestive system is not functioning, because the blood is taken away from your digestive system. Understand this. It is diverted to your muscles. And it stops. And that is the time when the immune system goes for a toss and the diseases enter your body. Now, commonly known, the scientists and the doctors would say that stress is not a bad thing. Because without that, the humans would not have survived. Now, forget that. That was the past. The past has created the present and the future. You are still in the loop because karma is continuous. You're still stressed. Stress is a bad thing. I do not want to beat those scientists. I do not want to challenge those scientists. I want to pray to those scientists, to those people who say stress is not bad. Stress is always bad. What if in your life there is no stress? What in your life your father does not mistreat your mother? Your father does not mistreat your mother. And then you are a child, you see your father mistreating your mother. And your mother also getting angry. Are you with me? Because she cannot fight. Now, because when you are continuously getting stressed, then this hormone cortisol is created such a big amount that it actually kills your gene cells and creates so many debris in you, that waste in the circulatory system, that in the blood, that there are so many free radicals. That means free radical is a rouge ion, oxygen ion, which is in your circulatory system, in the blood system. And when it attacks this debris, this waste product, it goes for a nuclear fission and it actually destroys your cells. So you have to understand that you have to come out of this state of stress. You don't require that. It is not good for you. We can do without stress. We can. You have to understand this. Now, what is anxiety? Anxiety is your body's natural response to stress. It's a feeling that comes in your brain, that there's a fear or apprehension about what is about to come, that you're so anxious, you're so fearful. And that you're not able to cope up of yourselves. You do not know what to do. You're so anxious, you're so fearful. It is like a fear of unknown. And that is what is happening in this COVID 2019, because all of you are fighting. I once again salute all the medical professionals, His Excellencies, Her Excellencies, presidents, prime ministers, for their wonderful effort. But we can do that, but we do not have to have the image of fighting, because when you are fighting anybody, when you are beating anybody, you are going to activate your stressors. And that is what is happening. 30th April. divine forbid if it is extended for another 1 month. Just can you imagine what is going to happen to 70% of the poor people in this world? Can you imagine? Yes. Then you are anxious, you have panic attacks, phobias to come, obsessive compulsive disorders, because your brain is in a toss. Your brain is not secreting adequate amount of dopamine, serotonin. It is disbalanced. When the chemicals in your brains are disbalanced, either less or more, you would become obsessive about certain things. And also it could lead to, people being psychopaths and schizophrenic. Just imagine if this continues, there is going to be total anarchy and chaos. Right now, the people are in their homes, praying, relaxing, confused. But what would happen if this continues? Where there is food? So some of the symptoms of anxiety is your heart rate, heartbeat increases. You have rapid breathing, restlessness, which some of you might be having because you have nothing to do, you cannot move out. Lack of focus would be there. Difficulty also sleeping. You could feel faint or dizzy. Your mouth would be dry. There would be sometimes excessive sweat also, and hot or cold flashes. There are different types of, attack on different type of people. Apprehension and worry, distress, fear, numbness, nausea, all. And the cause of anxiety is stress. Now, this could come because of your genetic and environment. Genetic means that your mother, your father, your grandfather, grandmother were having such traits and you have inherited from the genes. And it could be the environment. Environment is now the COVID 2019. The environment of not being clear, apprehension. Now, what is going to happen? And this alters the brain chemistry. You do not know that the primitive mind gets activated, and the time when your ancestors had plague and they did not have anything to do, and now that must have got activated. Now, what is there if the money is going to get over, if the food in the home is going to get over? What is going to happen? Now, whenever you have stress and anxiety, the first thing that you should do, you should meet a medical professional. That is, so while you meet a medical professional, you can also take healing and do meditation. Some of the things that helps you resolve your depression, anxiety, and stress is meditation, doing exercise. When you are in your home, you can do exercises. You can do yoga. We'll do pranayama today. You should avoid alcohol. That is for sure. These days, you should avoid alcohol. Now, if the man in the house cannot, the women of the house have to get activated. And avoid caffeine. Avoid caffeine. Understand this. You can take green tea. It is antioxidant. And smoke. You can smoke. Understand this is going to, if it doesn't, this continues for some more time, remember, it is going to be very difficult for you. You might have to actually take medical help. Because if you do not heal your stress and anxiety, you might have clinical depression. Jitterness, irritability, shame. Now, how to help you out? So now now you see this adrenal glands which you see above the kidneys. Can you expand it? Kidneys which are at the back, you see 2 kidneys, yeah. Are you able to see? Yeah, just a moment. Yeah, adrenal glands, it is written. Yeah. 1 kidney you are able to see clearly. The yellowish is the adrenal gland, and below that brownish is the kidney. Okay, there are 2 kidneys normally people are having. Even if you have 1 kidney, you can survive very easily, have a comfortable life. So I only teach that you do not need stress in your life, not a bit. There are no more lions roaming around in the street. There might be dogs. In some countries, there are stray dogs. Don't worry. They will not eat you. If you do these meditations, they will become your friends. So, Ashna ji, something you would like to add on to the stress and
So am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay. I believe when we talk about stress, the most important thing we need to understand is that usually people talk about stress from a very, very limited perspective. However, when we look it from a physical perspective, there is an organ called amygdala in the brain. So Sujit, if you can show amygdala, you can put the image, which people usually do not talk about. So there's an organ called amygdala responsible for your limbic processes. So human beings have evolved over so many years, over millions of years. And this is a race which has successfully been able to evolve and survive over 30 lakh years, 3 million years. So it is because of this primitive organ called amygdala, which
Can you
you can
expand
see
it,
in the
Sujit?
image. So you can see, 1 second. Yeah, so amygdala is very visible. It's the green one, okay? So now when we talk about amygdala is like an almond-shaped organ inside your brain, and this is responsible for your fight and flight. So whenever you have an unconscious, deep-seated fear coming to the subconscious and your conscious mind, that is when this amygdala gets activated and your body goes into fight and flight mechanism. So when we explain in the classes, we explain that one is the hormone called adrenaline and one is a hormone called cortisol. So adrenaline is a very, very normal hormone, which is actually not a stress hormone, but it is the hormone responsible for your own survival. So if somebody is standing for a race, it's a 100-meter race. Just before the race, that rush that comes in your body is adrenaline. So it stays for 2 to 3 hours, and if it is utilized in the muscles in the body, then you are able to channel the adrenaline and everything is fine. However, if you're not able to channel your adrenaline in the right direction and you're sitting at one place and continuously worrying about something unconsciously or subconsciously, then what happens is from the adrenal gland, there is a layer called adrenal cortex. That adrenal cortex secretes something called cortisol. Then what happens is cortisol is a hormone which actually creates chronic stress in the body. The chronic stress is not created by adrenaline, it is created by cortisol. Now, cortisol is something which accelerates your aging process. So if you will see people who have chronic anxiety issue, they will look more older than their age, because it will start reflecting on their skin. It will start affecting the functioning of the organs in their body. So cortisol has a very, very long-term impact. So when we explain during the classes, we explain in a very, very deep scientific perspective, but in a very layman language, cortisol is something, it's a liquid which harms your body. So it will start, you can say, corroding away the inner layers of your organs. It will lead to rouge ions in the body, and it can, cortisol, also higher levels of cortisol in the long run can lead to cancer. But that is a very, very, very later stage. If the chronic stress, it stays for more than 10 years and a person has not done anything about it. So when I started coming for these meditation seminars, the first thing I wanted to work on was that when I was very young, in my teen years, I was diagnosed with anxiety neurosis, which is an extreme form of anxiety. So when I was diagnosed with it, I researched about it for many years, as anxiety comes and goes in phases. So when anxiety comes and goes in phases, what a person will see is that when there is a trigger from the environment, that something happens in the environment, suddenly the anxiety levels will go up. And after some time, everything will be normal. But anxiety has a long-term impact. So people with chronic anxiety problems, they can develop skin issues, they can develop heart issues, they can develop problems in different parts of the body at different times. So when I started developing these anxiety problems, so what I saw was the long-term impact, that it started affecting my intestines, it started affecting my heart, it started affecting my skin. So at different point in time, depending what was going on in my life, it started appearing on different organs of my body. So sometimes you are diagnosed with certain problems, but the base of it is that you have chronic anxiety issues. And what is a common symptom? That at different years, you will be diagnosed with different problems. Like after 2 years, there is stomach issue. Then the next year, you're diagnosed with thyroid issue. Then sometimes you have skin issues. So these are all symptoms of chronic anxiety. And what I saw was that for anxiety, these days, even the medical doctors will not give any medical prescription, because around 12 years back, when I got diagnosed with anxiety, they gave medication for heart, which is very, very harmful for anxiety. What I observe works the best is that for 6 months, you should be doing very, very powerful meditations, working particularly on Amygdala organ, which is again
Another
part
thing,
of your brain.
Another thing, Ashna ji, we should tell them, while they're seeing the amygdala, there is something called hippocampus also. Hello. So, hello, Ashna ji. Yeah, hippocampus. So, because
Yes, sir.
this, So this amygdala and this hippocampus both are related to your memory also. The situations that have happened in your life, they affect that also, and it is retrieval. So whenever there is a anxiety or you have any fear, so they're part of the limbic mind. So what would happen? They would make you recall the past events which are long over. They have no significant effect on your present life. So whatever has happened in your life previously, 20 years back, 30 years back, and you have a panic attack, and your amygdala will go for a toss, and so would the hippocampus. And if it is not trained, so it is going to make you remember what happened 30 years back, and you have finished over it. And it could also activate your memory from your ancestors, which you have nothing to do. That is what is happening nowadays and will happen if you do not train our amygdala and hippocampus. Now, I will just hand over to Ashna ji. Before that, this technique that we teach you, the energy that brings, the Samadhi meditation that brings, so it goes through the, the brain, your brain stem, because the spinal cord is attached to your brain with the pons, the brain stem, medulla oblongata, that is a technical terms of the brain, and then it goes to the complete cerebellum, temporal lobe, all the parietal lobe, frontal lobe, the technical terms of the brain. So what I'm saying is that this energy, we take it through when we take the pineal gland, it is actually, everything is energy, and the thought is energy. Understand, this is the scientific fact. If your teachers or gurus or your priests have not taught you, God bless them. They might not know. So we are actually bringing this energy and activating your amygdala and hippocampus. And we train you again and again, so that with this Samadhi meditation, anytime there is an occasion that you have fear, for example, right now, what is happening, unless and until your electromagnetic field, your aura, your emotional body is not open, you will not have this fear coming inside your physical body. You will not feel it. It's an illusion for you. This Samadhi meditation actually creates an illusion. So that means, one, you will not have this receptor for, you will not have this receptor where this coronavirus key can settle, and it doesn't mean only this virus, it means that people who are virus or parasites in your life will not be also coming in your life. Yes, Ashna, you can take over and add to it.
Yes, sir. So basically, rightly said by sir, that amygdala and hippocampus, they combine, they look like a horseshoe magnet. So they work hand in hand. So what happens is that this hippocampus is connected to your temporal lobe and is mainly responsible for your learning and memory. So the work of hippocampus is that whenever a person is under extreme fear,
temporal lobe is,
fear
for a layman side, temporal lobe is your left side and right side of your head, the brain inside. That is called the temporal lobe, left and right. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, so as sir is showing practically that yes, this is the temporal lobe and hippocampus is responsible for your learning and memory. Now what happens is when this fear is activated, hippocampus is responsible for extracting the right experiences and memories from your prefrontal cortex and your frontal cortex, where all your experiences are stored. So I will just give you a very, very simple story and an example. So if there was a 5-year-old child and he was walking on the road, and it was a complete, a very, very dark atmosphere and a very, very gloomy atmosphere. And suddenly that child saw that in front of him, there's a man walking with a red hat on his head and is carrying a stick. And the moment the child crosses that man with a red hat, what happens is the stick, it hits his head very hard. Now, even after 20 years, this memory will still be part of his temporal lobe and his memory box. So the moment the child will see any man wearing a red hat, automatically a pang of fear and anxiety will be generated in his body. So your mind is a web of different memories. So the moment anything happens in your environment, it is linked to the past, which can either be your memory of your childhood, or it can be your ancestral memory, which can create different reaction and consequences of the karma. This is what we teach. That
So
whatever
how can we
decision
remove
you're
those
taking,
memories? Sometimes the memories, Ashna ji, are not that good. So how do we remove those memories?
so actually what I've observed is that the memories do not go at all, because the memories are already registered in your software. Now what happens is that if we just understand the machinery of mind, we will know that every memory creates an island of a state. So that particular memory, say, suppose, let's talk about this man, the child who saw a person hitting him with you can say, a stick. For him, when he'll see a red hat, he will always feel anxious. He will always feel worrisome. So in this memory, there is a state which is linked to this memory. So of fear, of anxiety, of stress, of fear of being attacked. This is the state which is linked. But what we do through healing is we are able to transform the state associated with every memory. So you will observe that the memories do not actually go. They go in the deepest part of the mind. But what is more important is to transform the state which is associated with every memory. Because a memory...
I like to add here something. You see, Ashna ji, I believe that this technique, if you utilize with the 11 steps of Karma Yoga, I'll give an example. I have a wonderful mentor, friend, a great philosopher. She's an American lady, God bless her, a great woman to know. So we were having, it's about 2008, how many years back? 12 years back? Or maybe 2007, something like that. So we were discussing. Now, this wonderful lady, she says that she got married when she was 16 to 18, something like that, in the United States of America. Now she's above 50, she should be about 55 or something like that, God bless her. So she said that, and her experience of the marriage was not good. She married, so I think she had 3 marriages. So, so she was in a mall with a daughter. Right, Ashna ji? Hello, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
she was
sir.
in a mall with a daughter, and there comes a man and tells her, "Hi, how are you?" And my mentor, my friend, the divine lady, she says, "Hi, how are you? Everything is good, great." And they talk for some time, and the man, respectfully, whatever, and after some time leaves. The daughter asks the mother, "Mom, do you know who he was?" The mother says, "No, I don't know." Because the mentor has a lot of students all over the world. And she might have thought that he might be one of her students. And it is appropriate that if she doesn't recognize him, it is not appropriate that she doesn't acknowledge. And she was talking sweetly. Then the daughter says, "Mom, he is your ex-husband." Are you with me? Yes, Ashna ji. Yes, Rumi.
Yes, sir.
So now, what is the thing? The thing is that she also practices mindfulness. We have a lot of things in common, and I believe she's able to theta brainwave, delta brainwave. I'm not sure about the Samadhi brainwave, but and even if we practice in delta brainwave and we follow the 11 steps of Karma Yoga, we are able to erase that memory. It is like rebooting a computer. This is the specialty of this technique. So I agree with you also that it is, so what you are saying, could you repeat what you said? I want you to repeat that so that we will give the choice to the listeners. Repeat please what you said. And what I'll repeat what I said.
Scientifically, it is said that the memories are not erased, but the unwanted emotional responses attached to each memory can be blunted and can be transformed.
Yes, very right. Now, this is true. What Ashnaji said, it is true. But science knows a lot of things. What has been, science knows what it has proved. Science is continuously proving things, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is continuously proving. Okay, there are certain things which science has yet to prove, which it will prove, of course. So, what happens is that when you are in the Kriya, that is, you are not doing Samadhi, whatever you want to reboot, it can be rebooted. Understand this? Like that lady rebooted. Because if you are not be able to reboot that, then those memories would not like us to have a wonderful life. For example, I remember I have toured Japan, New Zealand, Australia, Spain, whole of America, whole of Europe, Russia, Brazil, so many countries I've traveled all over the world. Taught many times people, now what is the issue the humanity is having? The humanity is primarily having the relationship issues, right? Now, when you are in home, right, everybody's at home, they should have relax, they should have peace, but they might be fighting with husband and wife, might be fighting, children might be fighting. It's the time to have fun. Now, they may be going back to the primitive mind when they were the last time they were like this, what was happening. So they may be recalling those memories. And most of that memories are of relationship issues. The distance between the father and the child, husband and wife, in-laws, all those things might be coming. And if it continues, it will be the more. In India, people have been asked to let go of their health. So there are people who are used to help, may not be having help. In India, in the process of the colonies, it is not being cleaning is not taking places on the lanes. Just imagine if this continues. So it will recall our memories. But if you do not have any of the memories, so is it possible? That is why I intervened. I believe that things can change. So I remember that there was, for example, I just give an example, no right name. Maria was married to Charles, and Maria had a difficult life with Charles. So she was married, so she divorced. So when she divorced, she married Roberts. So when we muscle test Maria, because she was not having a good relationship with Robert, because she felt that she's already married to Charles, because Charles' DNA was in her. Are you with me, Ashnaji? Rumi?
Yes, sir.
Hello. So how can that means this life for Maria is gone? She can divorce Roberts, but the next man she would meet would also have Roberts and Charles' DNA. Correct, Rumi?
Yes, sir.
So if we do not have a solution for Maria, I believe my teaching any of this technique is useless. So all the listeners, please understand, I have opinion. If I cannot help Maria, then I choose not to teach this technique. I have better things to do. I'm an engineer by profession. I have engineering companies. I have telecom companies. I can run those. Why do I need to teach all these things when actually I cannot help Maria. I believe I can help Maria to remove all those cells of Charles from her physical body, electromagnetic, if she chooses to follow 11 steps of Karma Yoga. Are you with me, both of you? And through you, I am addressing to all the audience.
Yes.
Because, okay, it was the stupid Maria's karma that made stupid Charles, correct? What has the daughter of Maria done wrong? Because Maria's daughter, Elizabeth, or let's say Donna, will be having the energy from Robert also, because he's the father. Maria also, but will be having the energy of the Charles also. Why should she have the energy of the Charles? And if Charles is having relationship with multiple people, all those energy, because everything is energy, will be transferred to Donna also. Why should she be the scapegoat of Charles Roberts, who is the father? Robert is the father's ancestors' DNA would also be there. If Robert's ancestor were molesters, that means Donna is having the DNA of a molester, and she will molest people, or she will have the receptor and a key will come like a spike, like the virus of a boy or a man who's going to molest her. Are you with me, all of you? So unless and until I have a technique where I can reboot, at least if I could not help Maria because she did not come to me at the appropriate time, at least I can help Donna, her daughter. Now in the yogic concept, it is said that time is an illusion. There is no past, present, and future. Are you with me? You have to say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So there is no past, present, and future. So if I am able to heal my present, I can heal my past. I can heal my future. Or if I go forward in time. Are you with me? Now, how do I go forward in time? I may not be teaching you over here, but there are a lot of my students who are listening to me. Correct? Dromi, Ashnaji?
Yes, sir.
So I go forward in time. If I go forward in time, is linear. Understand that? I go forward in time, I can heal my past. Because there is no past, present, and future. This we teach in our class. And I will not remember my past because it was never created. Understand this. This is something which is what we teach. There was never a past. Like all those Muslims say there is no past because they have been taught there is no past life. Hindus say there is because they have been taught. If a Muslim mother's child, like it used to happen earlier in 1960s and earlier in the hospital, sometimes they used to wash the babies together. People did not have money to have a private clinic. So sometimes a Muslim parent child would go to a Hindu parent, and the same Muslim parent child and Hindu child would go to a Muslim. So the Hindu child which goes to a Muslim would say Allahu Akbar, and the Muslim child would say Jai Shri Ram. Because they have been taught by two different people without understanding the reality. So what we teach, if we have to remember the past, now that means if my father has or grandfather has done some mistake, that means I'm the victim. No? I'm born in his home, so I'm a victim. So whatever I do, I will not be able to follow the path of Bible, the path of Quran, the path of Gita, because my body is of my ancestors who have done mistakes. That is what is happening all over the world. Whether you pray 5 times or 7 times, you still make mistakes. Are you with me, all of you? So if I do not have a technique where I can remove their past by working on their present, by working on the cellular memory. So I believe this technique can help, provided we follow 11 steps of karma. The moment we do not follow 11 steps of karma yoga, even if I do not follow 11 steps of karma yoga, let me tell you, all the work which I have done in my life, for example, if I have removed those cells which may not be comfortable of my ancestors or me, if I do not follow 11 steps of karma yoga, I reactivate them. How I reactivate them? It doesn't mean that I remember them. That means a new experience comes in my life, which is bother, which would create stress, and which would activate the past which I have cleared. So the solution is, to my students who already are taking course with me to follow mindfulness. What is mindfulness? 11 steps of Karma Yoga. It's not the mindfulness which you hear in the internet. Okay, don't be confused about that. If that was mindfulness, all of you would have become mindful. Okay. So I believe once again that you are able to remove your past by working on your present or going forward in future and going back, because the time is an illusion. That can be done when you're Samadhi meditation. Samadhi, that means when you're not breathing, below 0 cycles per second, your brain is going. And that can only be done when you are in following 11 steps of Karma. Following 11 steps of Karma, you can continuously meditate for years, so that all the shit is removed, crap is removed from your physical body of the memories. And then you do karma source memory healing, you do energy healing, you do age regression, and you consciously activate your 8 chakras. That is the spirit, your spirit, which enters your mother's womb and settles in the spinal cord. You activate them. They are active. They take control of the body. They do not let you do mistakes. Yeah, please continue. So I believe that, Rumi, Ashna, you are listening to me. So believe in this firm belief that you can remove, and you should work on to remove any of the memories which you might be having. Right? I believe you are going to work on that, both of you. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay, please. Yeah. Because only those people can operate with me at a senior level who have very high vibration, who clean themselves completely. Right? It happens. As I told you, if I am also not following 11 steps of Karma Yoga, I can reactivate a memory. Please understand. I can reactivate a memory which has gone by, which has passed on. If I am not following 11 steps of Karma Yoga, if I am angry unnecessarily and I don't ask forgiveness. Do you understand? If I do things where people might get angry with me, means my action would bring an anger after 2 days in them. So I would know that my action will bring anger in them 2 days from now. So I would change my present and I change my future. Are you with me, Rumi?
Yes, sir.
Loudly, Rumi.
Yes, sir.
Are you with me, Ashna ji?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Yeah. So we have to continue. I work on myself continuously. Understand this. I work on myself continuously. Since I am a human being who is interacting with my family, my husband, my wife, my daughter, my son, my students, they get affected. There was a lady who asked me that she has left eating meat. No, I did not tell her to stop eating meat, but her children and her husband, and she's worried about that. Those animals come who have no life now. I'm not using the exact word, but she said that. That means you bring, So she was so bothered about that. So we are not talking about vegetarianism or non-vegetarian, but that means it is activating some memory in her, where she is not comfortable. That's in her own house. Dead energy is brought. That is affecting her. That is going to affect. Now she is also a karma yogi. Very good karma yogi. That means it is affecting her aura. Now when it affects her aura, that means she is going to get stressed and anxious, and her electromagnetic field is going to open, and whatever work she has done all her lives, even with me, it is going to get activated again. So that means she has again created her past as her present and her future. So what she should do? Nothing. She's a trained yogi. She should close her eyes, do forgiveness with the children who are not understanding, with the husband who is not understanding. The advanced yogic technique which I've taught you, how to move your spirit and send that consciousness to your loved ones who are not understanding. And then talk to them with a reasoning that how it impacts this whole world. Thank you. Please continue. Yes, Ashnaji, please.
Yes,
Hello.
so we were talking about hippocampus and amygdala. So we have already discussed about the memory, and we were taught today that you can erase memories provided you go into Samadhi state. And where are these memories erased is, I can give you an example which happens in a disease called Alzheimer's. So Alzheimer's is a disease where the brain neuron cells are destroyed inside the hippocampus. So when that is progressive and leads to continuous destruction of the neuron cells, that is when can become harmful for a person, because a person has forgotten everything. But the main issue that happens is that people around them, which continuously create prognosis shock, that they have forgotten something, can actually lead to much more health problems in their lives. So also there was one more question in the Q&A chat, in which there was a question asked about difference between stress and anxiety. So it is very, very normal to have stress. It's a very natural thing to have stress. The difference between stress and anxiety is something which continuously needs to be worked on. Stress is something which you can manage through meditation. Anxiety is a medical issue, which is a product of continuous stress, which has led to increased production of cortisol in our body. So that is something where we need to work on retraining of the amygdala, and we'll be doing that meditation today after we discuss about stress and anxiety.
So anxiety is a continuation of stress, you know. That means you have married a man who is already going, or he's a stressor to you. So you have a man in your life who's a continuous stressor. So why don't you do this technique and heal your life and bring that man also? Bring him, like you take him to a movie, you take him to the mall, you know, bring him to this. Okay, so for example, so anxiety is the continuation of the stressor. So it becomes a medical issue, like Ashnaji said that. Now you cannot leave your husband. Huh? So as long as you're alive, you're all going to be stressed. Please forgive me, but that is the truth. Most of the women have married at the wrong choice, but that is what is karma. You fall in love, you give chocolates, roses, and then you marry a wrong man or a wrong woman, and then you fight. But now what has happened has happened. Do not divorce like they do in America, Russia, and Europe. They're all wonderful women. But what happened? The next man, status show, is the worst one. Then the third, then the fourth, and the fifth. I can help you, teach you how to heal and resolve your issues completely and safely. Yes, please continue. Hello.
So as when we work on retraining this particular part of the brain, which is the amygdala, which is responsible for our limbic fears, that is when we are able to work on the chronic anxiety, and there is no other way to work on the problems of anxiety, because if you will opt for other ways, the anxiety will keep on coming and going, but they will not be a permanent resolution. Like when we medically it is said that when you have to heal a particular organ, you need to perform the surgery. So working on amygdala is doing this, you can say, healing surgery of your brain, which is targeting the specific organ responsible for anxiety. So anxiety is something which is, you can say, unnecessary fear that creates a lot of havoc in the body, that something bad is going to happen in the future, and it creates lot of drama in the body. So it can lead to stomach issues in the long run, because if there's continuous production of cortisol in the body, then what will happen? The blood will reduce and lessen in the stomach area, which is used for digestion, and instead of that it will go to your arms and your legs. so that you channel that energy. However, when you do not channel that energy in the right direction, then what will happen? It will create problems like acid reflux. A person can have stomach ulcers. A person can face issues related to bouts of diarrhea and constipation. So these are, small symptoms of chronic anxiety. So instead of treating the stomach issues, one first needs to work on the source of anxiety. So we can work on this through the meditation of the amygdala retraining, and Sir will be guiding us through it.
Okay. So close your eyes, take a long deep breath. With every breath, you are going deeper and deeper. So, my battery, I'm charging my battery also. Give me. The camera would go here and there. Yeah, please.
So there is a request before starting the meditation. During the meditations from the 7th chakra, we go to the 8th chakra. There is one attendee, Nikhil Grover, who is asking, he's not able to understand how the energy flows after the 7th chakra, going up to 8th chakra and inside
it
the
just
brain.
Just with the thought. So we know where the 8th chakra is. Okay, so just he's going to imagine that the energy just goes up to that 8th chakra. Like it goes to the 7th chakra, 6th chakra, 5th chakra. Similarly, the same way it just goes up. He's going to imagine that it goes straight to that place. And it rotates around. He's just going to imagine that is a ball of white light. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, you can all close your eyes. So I want you to put on that, you have that meditation. Okay. Romi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please put on the meditation.
Sure.
Thank you. We will be teaching you Samadhi meditation, which is also called 8th chakra and transcendence meditation. The 8th chakra is the door that puts you in contact with your astral body. Its opening involves the cleansing of what holds humanity and you to the cycle of death and rebirth. It is the energy center of divine love, compassion of the spirit and the spirit's selflessness. This chakra holds karmic residue of your soul's total journey of various lifetimes. It is the gateway of higher realms, abilities, and support the spirit go out of the body with a different perception and wisdom beyond the earth, planet realm and its solar system, and even galaxies. Take a long deep breath and release, going deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, knowing that the deeper you go, more relaxed you feel. More relaxed you feel, the deeper you go. Remember, whenever we give the session of cleansing the mind repeatedly, then the mind captures the thought of purity and then indulges in only pure actions, thoughts, and speech because it considers itself as pure due to this exercise being done repeatedly and suggestions being given constantly. This way, one is able to master the Indriyas and become enlightened in the due course. I want you to take 5 long deep breaths. As you breathe in the divine light of supreme pure consciousness. And as you exhale all the toxins from your body and sending them to divine light of supreme pure consciousness. Going deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper with every breath you take. Knowing that the deeper you go, more relaxed you feel, and more relaxed you feel, the deeper you will go. Inhale as though you are breathing from the perineum of the base of the spine. That is your root chakra. And we also call it Muladhara in Sanskrit. And as you bring energy up from your root chakra, I want you to imagine your root chakra like a small lotus flower bud. At this moment, imagine that a spark of lightning strikes this root chakra. The same lightning which you see during heavy rains, and you feel very good about yourself. More calm and relaxed, and you imagine that this energy is coming up through this lotus bud, opening and becoming a big, huge lotus flower. This lotus bud becoming a big, huge lotus flower. At this moment, you will also see a part of your eternal soul molecule at the root chakra, which has been carried away from lifetimes to lifetime by you, and which carries your beliefs, memories, and karmas of your achievements and failures in all of your past existences. You will see this eternal soul molecule and your root chakra both are swirling like a Sudarshan chakra. Swirling, swirling, swirling. You are feeling very strong, powerful, and comfortable. Any other sound apart from my voice will make you go 10 times deeper and deeper. You are completely relaxed and very safe. Absolutely safe. Going deeper and deeper. The issue of the root chakra are getting resolved in the light of the Supreme Pure Consciousness. We can also chant the mantra of root chakra. Om Lam Namaha Om Lam Namaha Om Lam Namaha. All these mantras are sound mantras which energizes your physical body, your electromagnetic field, your energy body, and your karmic body. They are all sound waves mantra, which has got no religious background. Understand this. These strengthen your aura, and karmic residues are cleared faster and faster. All the issues of lack of abundance and lack of support from your loved ones are getting dissolved and resolved and cleaned completely in the divine light. Just as you see the detergent like Tide, Surf, Ariel, Rin clean the dirty clothes in the TV advertisement, and the cloth becomes sparkling white and spotless. You also feel and visualize your root chakra becoming pure and white with all the issues resolved. Remember, continuously doing this meditation will heal your issues of bones like back pain, sciatica, arthritis, as well as your emotional issues. Remember, all the physical issues first start with the emotional issues and are the root of your physical issues and problems. I want you to imagine and find this energy coming up gently from your root chakra to your sacral center chakra, which you also call sexual chakra or Swadhisthana chakra in Sanskrit. And now imagine your sexual chakra has a small lotus bud, and you see a sparkling of white light striking the lotus bud, and you imagine coming up this energy, opening this lotus bud and making it into a big, huge lotus flower. Inside the lotus flower, you will find your eternal soul molecule, another eternal soul molecule, which you bring from lifetime to lifetimes. Now you find that your sexual chakra and the eternal soul molecule have started swirling like a Sudarshan chakra. I want you to imagine supreme pure consciousness, divine consciousness, washing away all the negativities from this sexual chakra and the issues of the organ associated with the sexual chakra. With this chakra are getting dissolved and resolved and cleaned completely in that divine light. Just once again, as you see the detergent like Tide, Surf and Ariel clean the dirty cloths in the TV advertisement, and the cloth becomes sparkling white and spotless. I want you to feel and visualize your sexual chakra becoming pure and white, and all the organs associated becoming ultra white pure. As if all the muck, all the sexual abuse has been cleaned by the divine, and all the dirt has gone into the divine light. Remember, I explained you, the light is self-intelligent and has, per your observations, creates its own new reality. The supreme pure consciousness erases all the darkness and dirt stored in the form of abuse in your sexual chakra. And this becomes lighter and lighter, lighter than the light, and all the abuse, verbal, physical, family, dramas, insults, humiliations, betrayals are getting dissolved and resolved completely. And this light of supreme pure consciousness has the light and ability to make everything an illusion. All memories of sexual abuse are getting healed at ancestral level also. That means your ancestors are also getting healed because your body is getting healed. You are connected energetically to all your pitras and ancestors. Imagine this light is traveling to gonads, to your sexual organ, cleaning all the mess, and then to your large intestine, which is about 4 to 6 feet long, and the small intestine, which is about 24 feet long, cleaning it completely and healing the fear of being taken advantage of. Imagine this light further going to your stomach, gallbladder, spleen, and the pancreas, healing them completely. See your pancreas being healed, learning the sweetness of life, and completely managing the chemical insulin, and being able to create adequate amount of insulin in the body. Just send the message to the pancreas. You are relaxed, very relaxed, very, very relaxed and safe. You are comfortable and strong. I want you to imagine this energy coming up from your sexual chakra to your solar plexus chakra, which we also call Manipura chakra. And imagine your solar plexus chakra as a small lotus bud. And you see a sparkling of light striking the lotus bud, and you imagine coming up with this energy, opening it completely into a big lotus flower. Inside the lotus flower, you will find another eternal soul molecule, which you carry from lifetime to lifetime. And it has started swirling like a Sudarshan chakra. And as you go deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, knowing that the deeper you go, more relaxed you feel, more relaxed you feel, the deeper you go. Totally relaxed. Absolutely relaxed. This lotus flower, as you see this eternal soul molecule swirling, swirling, swirling. And we chant the mantra, Om Ram Namaha. Lightens up and washes away all the dirt as the detergent of supreme pure consciousness, cleaning everything. And the light of supreme consciousness has the power and the ability to erase all the memories and karma of darkness and dirt stored in the form of all issues of fear, of rejection, resentment and regrets are getting dissolved completely. And the light of supreme pure consciousness has the ability to make everything an illusion. Imagine your solar plexus chakra lighter than the light. You're relaxed, very relaxed and safe, feeling comfortable and strong. There is nothing but supreme pure divine consciousness light. And you imagine and find this energy and light traveling to your liver and kidneys, erasing and removing all your old anger and issues of regret, rejections and resentment and grudges being healed and resolved. When you heal your issues, you will find that unresolved karmas of ancestors are also getting a chance to resolve, as they would not have to reincarnate to settle this part of karma. When you do this exercise with this 8th chakra meditation in our advanced classes, this chakra is beaming sparkling light and clean with supreme pure consciousness energy. Now you find this energy coming up from your solar plexus chakra to your heart chakra, which is also called Anahata chakra. And imagine your heart chakra like a small lotus bird, and a spark of lightning strikes your heart chakra. You visualize you and this energy coming up, and your heart chakra becomes like a big huge lotus flower, and you visualize another eternal soul molecule which you have brought from lifetime to lifetimes. And they start swirling along with your Sudarshan chakra, swirling, swirling, swirling. Om Yam Namaha Om Yam Namaha Om Yam Namaha Om Yam Namaha. You are feeling very strong, powerful and comfortable. This chakra lightens up and washes away all the dirt with the detergent of supreme pure consciousness, with the light of supreme pure consciousness. And the supreme pure consciousness has the ability to erase all the darkness and dirt stored in the form of sadness, betrayal, hurt, rejection in your heart chakra. And also your organ heart getting dissolved, and the heart chakra is lighter than the light, and all the issues are getting healed completely. And this light of supreme pure consciousness has the ability to make everything an illusion. If you find darkness in your heart, I want to take your hand and place it on your heart chakra, and see this light going in your left and right lung also, healing them. The healing light is going to the walls of your heart, just imagine, and cleaning them completely. And now going to the arteries and veins, clearing all the blockages and plagues. Yes, the light has ability. Do forgiveness with all the souls who have hurt you and whom you have hurt in this lifetime. This is the time. This healing energy is further traveling to your lungs and removing all the grief stored in getting healed with this pure divine light. You're relaxed, very, very relaxed and safe. Comfortable, strong, powerful. Take a long deep breath. Now imagine this energy coming up from your heart chakra to your throat chakra, which is also called Vishuddhi chakra in Sanskrit. And imagine your throat chakra as a small lotus bird. As the lightning strikes, the lotus bird becomes a huge, big lotus flower. And you find that there is another eternal soul molecule over there which you are carrying from lifetime to lifetime. And you visualize both your eternal soul molecule and the throat chakra swirling like a Sudarshan chakra. You are feeling very powerful, strong and comfortable as you relax totally. Going deeper and deeper. Om Hum Namah Om. Om Hum Namah Om. Om Hum Namah Om. I want you to imagine this energy further travel from your throat chakra to your third eye chakra, which is also called Agya chakra. And imagine your third eye chakra as a small lotus bird, and as the lightning strikes, you imagine that you and this energy come up and the lotus bud opening and becoming a big, huge lotus flower. You will see another eternal soul molecule which you have been bringing from lifetime to lifetimes in your third eye chakra, and both this molecule and your third eye chakra is swirling like a Sudarshan chakra. You are feeling very strong, powerful and comfortable. All the issues of seeing the future, the fear of future, fear of seeing the truth and the fear of darkness are getting healed completely and effortlessly. Om Sham Namah Om. Om Sham Namah Om. Om Sham Namah Om. Imagine this healing light is going to your brain, going to each and every part of your brain, to the neurons and cells of your brain, purifying it with this divine light of supreme pure consciousness. And this light is traveling and healing your prefrontal cortex part of your brain, which processes your thoughts, healing and aligning your left and right brain. You can see this picture and you know where the prefrontal cortex is, and the left and right side of the brain. Balancing it so that you take wise decision as your left and right brain takes, like your left brain takes logical decisions and the right brain takes creative decisions. When they are balanced, they take the best decisions. This divine light is going to your pineal gland. This pineal gland is the super master gland which has the power to control and manage all your glands of the endocrine system. It is a pea-size gland. It produces melatonin, a hormone that affects the modulation of your wake and sleep patterns. Hypothalamus and pituitary gland, you can see in this picture before you go to the meditation, which control your visceral functions, that is your stomach and intestine, digestion system and other system, liver system and all visceral system, body temperature and behavioral response such as feeding, drinking, sexual response, aggression and pleasure. Healing your behaviors and nature of your responses. Sometimes we react abnormally where we should act. Sometimes taking action is the right action. Sometimes taking no action is also the right action. And if your brain is balanced, it will take the optimum action. It is said that humans use 3 to 4% of their brain. Einstein is said to use 13% of it. A yogi has the ability to create a new and his own identity. They are able to use more than 50% of their brain by balancing their brain. Imagine this divine light going to your frontal lobe, which influences your personality, your judgment, your reasoning, the way you express your social behavior, yes, the frontal lobe of your brain, and interprets and integrates sensation including pain, temperature and touch. That means if you balance it, you can, even if it is hot around you, you can feel cool, and if it is cold, you can raise your body temperature by this yogic process. It also interprets distance and texture. You find that you go to the back side of your brain, that is called occipital lobe, through which you interpret visually this divine light moving toward the part of your cerebrum which has the nerve center that controls your intelligence, your sensory perception, and all the motor activities. You also find this light going to your brainstem, which you can see in the figure before you go into this meditation, which consists of medulla oblongata, midbrain and pons. Brainstem, which connects you to your spinal cord. There is the skull, the lower part which connects to the spinal cord. And this controls all your pathways for nerve fibers to neural centers. The origin of most of the cranial nerves, that is your temporal lobes, controls hearing, language, and storage and recall of memories. Although memories are stored throughout the brain, imagine this divine light healing your temporal lobes on the left hand side of your brain, which you see in the picture also. And after healing your temporal lobes, this is a very important exercise. You will feel better. If you're not able to visualize, some people say, then this exercise helps a lot. Stay on the third eye chakra for a while, so your frontal lobe gets activated and you will start visualizing. All issues of fear of taking action and accepting divine messages will be healed completely and effortlessly, going deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. As you see in the picture, the hippocampus is one of the few areas of the brain capable actually of growing new neurons. If you keep on continuously sending light to your hippocampus, you will be able to create new neurons where you can feed new information. The amygdala also is a part of the brain, also performs a primary role in the processing and memory of all your emotional reactions, social and sexual behavior, as well as regulating the sense of smell. The exercise which we will be doing is very important, as you will find your brain has released old neurons of sadness, defeat, betrayal, and has new dopamine cells and neurons of honor, respect, gratitude, kindness, compassion, patience, tolerance, grace, benevolence, duty, loyalty, forgiveness, and acceptance. Imagine that you are filled with this divine light from your inner and outer cosmos, which actually is one and the same. I want you to imagine this energy travel up from your third eye chakra to your crown chakra, which is also called Sahasrara chakra. And imagine your crown chakra as a small lotus bud. And as this lightning strikes the lotus bud, you imagine that you and this energy coming up and this lotus buds becoming a big huge lotus flower. And you imagine another part of your eternal soul molecule which you have carried from lifetime to lifetime being there, and you visualize both your eternal soul molecule and your crown chakra swirling like a Sudarshan chakra, and you find that your connection to the divine being established. You are feeling confident, comfortable, peaceful and strong, feeling very divine. This is also called prophetic chakra. You see this energy on top of your crown chakra, that is your head. I want you to imagine that you start traveling up into the universe from your crown chakra to the infinite source of supreme pure conscious energy. And also start moving down from your foot chakra into the infinite source of Mother Earth energy, moving left, forward, backward into the infinite source of supreme pure consciousness energy. And you find that you are this infinite source of supreme pure consciousness, going deep into the Mother Earth to the diamonds, volcanic energy, emeralds, rubies, and going up into the cosmos beyond the stars, all the galaxies, Milky Way, going to different galaxies, up, left, right, front, back. And you are this energy. Take your time. Feel this energy. Be the observer of this energy. Moment you will find that the observer becomes the observant, and after some time neither you are the observer nor the observant. Then who are you? Continuously doing this meditation will help you know your true self, and that you are part of the supreme pure consciousness. You are just you are without being aware and yet aware. Now you have become this divine light body. I want you to imagine that you are bringing energy from your feet chakra, going through the root chakra, going through all the chakras, moving up from the crown chakra into your 8th chakra. Now where is this 8th chakra? You will move your head left and right and you will see some energy on top of your head. Just feel the weight of this energy. It can be anywhere 2 inches to 8 inches to 2 feet above you, your crown chakra. And that is the 8th chakra which has your karmic residue. Inhaling slowly the prana energy from the Mooladhara chakra to this 8th chakra. During this procedure, don't focus on any other chakra in the spine. Move up feeling distinctly that this energy crosses your fonatella bone, Brahmanadra, and reaches the 8th chakra. Concentrate there and enjoy the equilibrium state between inhalation and exhalation. Exhale sweetly, letting prana descend from the 8th chakra through your spinal cord, through your skull to the spinal cord, to your root chakra, which is also called Mooladhara chakra. Feel distinctly that the energy coming down crosses the fonatella bone of your crown chakra, your head. When you feel the need to inhale, repeat the procedure. Repeat again and again. Repeat again and again until the state of your consciousness is totally changed and your breath is very subtle, almost non-existent. Now inhale sweetly from the root chakra to the 8th chakra, raising breath and prana through your spinal cord. Exhale sweetly from the 8th chakra down the spine. But do not come down intentionally to the root chakra. You will see that exhaling current reaches spontaneously a certain point in the spine. This point is not necessarily one of the different chakras. Wherever the point is, it is fundamental to feel it clearly inside the spine. This point becomes the starting point of the new inhalation. Inhale from this new point in your spinal cord, which will not necessarily be the root chakra. It might be above that. Inhale then from this new starting point up to the 8th chakra. The current comes up through the spine. Now the length of the path is obviously shorter. Pause there. Exhale sweetly down from the 8th chakra down the spine. Probably the exhaling current makes a shorter path now, shorter than the previous. This is your new starting point. Inhale from this new position upwards to the 8th chakra. By repeating this procedure again and again, you will reach a particular mental and physical equilibrium condition in which you will remain without the breath, with total focus on the 8th chakra. If after a long pause the breath appears again, I want you to repeat the procedure from the start. Inhaling from the root chakra. Go ahead, patiently, unperturbed. The point is to make the breath cease, a dimension where you are in Samadhi, where the physical breath is not necessary. Going deeper and deeper. And now, as you keep on doing this, you'll find that you have reached the 8th chakra and you will start rotating around the 8th chakra. Go inside the 8th chakra and you'll find it's all light. Complete light. Nothing but light. Now imagine that this light from the 8th chakra crosses your frontal bone and goes to the cerebellum, the backside of your brain. Now repeat many times. You imagine from the cerebellum, the light crosses the frontal bone and goes to the 8th chakra and rotates inside it. Circulates outside and then goes inside it. Repeat this many times, this precision, this perception, without any mental chanting of any mantra. Be there. Let the ball of light do not come inwards. And now it will come down, piercing the frontal bone again at an angle. While the ray of light is coming down, raise your chin and feel the ray of light reaching your cerebellum. Remain immobile for a few seconds. Wholly immerse in the intensity of the dazzling light shining from there in your whole brain. Lower your chin without losing the focus upon this light. The light moves from the cerebellum to the pineal gland. Rest a moment there. The divine light becomes stable at the cerebellum. When the light moves from the 8th chakra to the cerebellum, the breath moves from Bhuloka to the Brahmloka and then dissolves. Perceiving constantly this divine light in the cerebellum is a very high state. But as stated earlier, we have to learn how to go beyond it. Our goal is to learn to locate our pineal gland and enter it. Now when you are fully immersed in the experience of this light, very, very slowly raise your chin only a few millimeters and your inner gaze up to feel a little tension in the back of your head. Intuitively condense all the light and direct it towards your pineal gland. This gland is located very near the cerebellum, but slightly forward and above it, along a line forming about a 60-degree angle. The light moves from the cerebellum to the pineal gland. Repeat and repeat your attempt until you succeed in entering the pineal gland. Here the union with the divine takes place. Be in this space and dimension where time does not exist, which is beyond space and time. This is the space of nothingness, the womb of all creation. Be there as long for 30 minutes, 3 hours, 24 hours, 240 hours. Yogis practice this technique and attain moksha. Om Namo Namah Shivaya. Om Namo Namah Shivaya. Om Namo Namah Shivaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. It is a scientific fact. Namaskaram. Your eyes should be closed. Everybody's eyes should be closed. Take a long deep breath and listen to me very well. While I'll be doing the stress meditation, adding to, you are in delta state right now. And some of you could be in Samadhi state also. Sometimes people ask me when they are meditating, they go to sleep. Wonderful. You might think you are sleeping, but actually you're not sleeping. You are in a wakefulness state. It is a scientific fact that stress hormone cortisol, when it gets activated in your body, then your body does not grow. It comes into the dishealing phase. Actually, it is down-regulating your growth hormone, which makes your body grow, and other anti-stressor hormones like dopamine, endorphin, serotonin. Like Ashna ji was saying, that human beings are the most evolved beings in more than 8.4 million species that it is said that are in the earth, and that humans or anybody has to go through that process. And it has taken, as she said, that more than 3 million years for the brain to be developed where it is. And as she said, that the neocortex is the newly evolved part of the brain. And human beings have the ability to turn on the stress response just by thought alone. That means they can create stress, anger, humiliation, or they can create happiness and sadness through this neocortex. They have the ability to create more than 25 to 27 varied emotions. And every emotion is related to some chemical in the body. We are proteins and chemicals, as I told you some days back. A human is what? A bag of meat, muscles, that is all protein. Your bones are proteins. Your muscles are protein. Everything is protein. And you are dead meat till there is a chemical. If somebody makes you happy, you release serotonin, endorphin, and you start laughing. If you find your wife or loved one, dopamine is released, you feel pleasure. And it can go to sexual pleasure also. And same woman whom you feel, or man who makes you feel sexually pleasure, shouts at you, you feel adrenaline coming, and since you cannot fight him, you get angry with him. And you cannot run away from your husband or wife, you go into depression. Depression is the advanced state of stress, anxiety, and then depression. Are you with me? Now your brain can be trained. And that is what I'm going to do it right now. I give an analogy that I want you to imagine that you have a lemon and you're cutting into juicy lemon. Yes, cut it, put some salt on it, chaat masala on it, some spice, and put it on your tongue and see your tongue is salivating. So where is the lemon? There's no lemon. This is a practical example that by just thought alone, your brain can release the same chemical it secretes when there is a physical stimulus. That means actually your brain released that chemical and you started salivating without lemon being there present. So your brain cannot differentiate between an emotional happiness or trauma or a physical happiness and trauma. It converts emotional issue into a physical issue. So when a human being has an issue in a life, his girlfriend has left him, his wife has cheated on him, somebody in the family has gone to light, and they are under intense trauma. This intense trauma gets injected into the cells of the human body. The brain keeps on secreting stress hormones even when the stress is over, because you are genetically also connected, and this is what is your human body. This is why actually the disease happens when your mind cannot handle your stress level. It goes to your physical body. Our negative thoughts can actually make you sick. So it's possible that your thoughts can make you sick. And if your thoughts can make you sick, that means when I teach you this technique and you create new thoughts and new actions, and I teach you mindfulness and 11 steps of karma yoga, they can make you well and happy also. Imagine your brain is like a recorder. It has on record your ancestral DNA information from ancestors and also from your environment, and keeps on repeating that again and again. Most of us look like our ancestors, like father, mother, and think also. It is your unconscious mind that thinks that is 90%. Your feelings and emotions are like a circuit of emotions in your brain. The more you feel an emotion in a particular way, the circuits become stronger and stronger. Remember, your feelings are the product of your memories from your ancestors stored in your DNA and your experiences of your lives. Your emotions are the end product of the past experiences. Your personal experiences in this life, your environment. The moment you recall these memories, then the problems suddenly come and you become unhappy. You feel sad. And this is because of your ancestral information in your DNA. And while you were in your mother's womb, about 9 months to 18 months before you were conceived, before the environment in your family, and when you were in your mother's womb. So that means your past is your future. If I am able to make a bridge between your conscious and the unconscious mind by the Samadhi meditation, when I take you to the Delta state and with practice into the Samadhi state, where in delta state, normally for a normal person, there is no awareness, like he's snoring. And you may ask me, if there is no awareness, then how I can assess my unconscious mind? That is what our professionalism come. So the technique of science of conscious karma yoga healing, we can easily go to our unconscious, tap into the practice and bring out all that is worrying you. You can change what is going to come in your future. So when you say, we're using with normal you people who are listening, you think doing from your left brain or your conscious brain, which is about 10 to 12%, that you want to be happy, you want to be healthy, you want to have a good relationship with the girlfriend, boyfriend who is now your wife or husband, and you have a bad relationship. But your physical body, your environment is in a different state. You are keeping on analyzing things. What separates your conscious mind and unconscious mind is your analytical mind. And that is where I step in. Samadhi meditation. I can teach you easily with practice of Samadhi meditation how to lower your brain frequency. And it's like coming into the computer's operating system and make you do things where you can easily change. Because as I told you earlier, theta, delta state are the states where your thoughts and emotions are subject to change, malleable to change, but not completely. The complete is Samadhi. If you do not change your emotional states, you will be ending into the crisis of disease. You don't want some tragedy to happen in your life, and you don't want to learn from the pain. Do not accept challenges, always accept opportunities. If you think about challenges, and then as per your power of your mind, you will be creating them. And if you only think about opportunity, then you are going to create opportunity in your life. So as you have closed your eyes, you are deep into this deep. I want you to imagine. Focus on your heart chakra. I want you to imagine that your heart chakra is emitting a light green, like the grass. You see a light. And your heart chakra with a small lotus bud which has already opened and is circulating like a Sudarshan chakra. It's spreading this green light. And this green light is going and mixing with the white light that you already have. Your heart is already clean with any emotional baggage that it had. And you imagine that when in India they celebrate Diwali, Eid or Christmas, there is anar. How do we pronounce it in English? There is like a cracker, which emits like a volcanic, a colorful fire coming continuously for 3-4 minutes. Just imagine that it's a continuous process that is emitting, energy emitting up and down. Well, it is going down to your solar plexus 6th chakra, burning all the emotions of fear of your ancestors, spreading in every cell of your body. As you are going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Very deep. Absolutely deep. Feeling safe, very safe, absolutely safe. Going to your sexual chakra, removing all those abuses, removing, burning those memories which are not comfortable for you. They just burn. So energy is transformed. So when you burn that, those memories will be taken away from your physical body, auric body, and they will go to another dimension. You do not require to assess that dimension right now. It is over for you. Just see that burning, like in a havan kund. You burn those, say, give that ahuti, say, oh, divine consciousness, Shiva consciousness, Mother consciousness, however you address the divinity. I give this ahuti, I give this offering to this fire, all my experiences which I do not want. And they burn and transform and go to the dimension which will not bother you having this life. And more, they go up to your throat chakra, removing the experience, and also go to your third eye chakra, going to the neurons of the brains. Once again, remove all those memories and give the offering to the Havan Kona, the fire. Oh, divine conscious, Shiva conscious, Mother consciousness, Devi, I offer this as Ahuti, transform, gone into the different dimension. While in your brain, see that your amygdala, you may know, you may not know, and hippocampus are actually, you are working with the divine energies, retraining them so that their ability to recall any memory is burnt. Say, I, take your name. For example, I will say, I, Sumant Kaul, son of Shri Somnath Kaul and Shrimati Kanta Kaul, offer all my memories which do not serve me in this lifetime, which make me feel pain, to this ahuti, to this fire. And I retrain my amygdala, hippocampus, and see the fire inside your brain. See that fire, literal fire. Imagine, ignite that fire. That everything is burning. All those experiences, you do not need to do any inner child healing. When you were a child, any molestations you did or happened, your father misbehaved, your mother, your teachers, everything being burned completely. And you see this burning is going inside your physical body as if your whole physical body is being burnt. Allow your body to be burnt. It's not burning actually, this is a divine light. Allow that every memory of your cellular body, whether you bring it through your ancestors, coming from the time immemorial when the first soul was planted on this Mother Earth, see it being finished. Make the prayer. Divine, let the energy flow. Send your divine healing to me as a baby in my mother's womb. And see this fire spreading into your mother's womb also. And imagine yourself as a baby in your mother's womb and all the toxins, the fire spreading in your mother's womb, and your mother womb is also cleaning. It is said that fire, everything in the fire is cleansed, transmutes into nothingness. See, all the sadness of your mother bringing from her ancestors is cleansed. All the darkness is cleansed, washed. All the grief, sorrow, betrayal of your mother is cleansed, because you might be carrying, and you and your mother is being burnt in this divine light. All the memories, feelings, financial pressures, family pressures, in-laws pressures your mother had, that she always had to have a male child sometimes. And if the mother's womb, there were any abortions happened, you heal that spirit also. Heal that spirit also. See that energy also being burnt. When I say burnt, it is not actually burning. It is being going to the Allah's conscious, divine consciousness, transmuting into the light. And now, when everything is over, you see the baby in the womb hugging the mother. That she's having the Father's love, forgiving all of them in the state of purity, healing. And that they are welcoming you, because your past, present, and future is linear. It is one and the same thing. They are welcoming you into this life. And you are spreading this light in past, spreading this light in past, present, and future everywhere. Make the prayer now. God, let the energy flow. Let forgiveness be done energetically to all the people who misused me, and to all the people whom I misused. In love, harmony, in sexual pleasure, in lust, I clear all the shit once for all and burn it. See it going into the burning. And I offer myself unconditionally to my partner, that I'm his, I'm hers, and all the children who are watching, that they have a mindful life. Let all the karma of hatred, anger, vengeance, unforgiveness, grief, sorrow, abuse, emotional, mental, physical, sexual abuse, loneliness, lack of love and support from your husband, wife, father, mother, teacher, student, betrayal, all results, all insults, all guilt and shame, let forgiveness be done. Remember, forgiveness is the biggest protection. And from there, the growth starts. You will be growing unconditionally, limitless, going to all your chakras. All the forgiveness from all the spirits, whether they are alive or not. Healing, seeing this green light spreading into the cosmos, to the different dimensions. See the soul of your father coming, mother coming. If they're alive, also if they're not, then from the spirit world. Look into their eyes, and all the people whom you have issues with. They may have loved you, they may have not loved you. If you're holding any issue against them, see that being released. Make the prayer, divine consciousness. Let the energy flow. I release all the feeling of unworthiness, humiliation, lack of support, love. anger. That brought me stress, anxiety. That untrained my amygdala and hippocampus. I have given that to the ahuti, to the offering, to this fire, divine fire of Allah, divine fire of Shiva, divine fire of Christ consciousness, on the same thing. Oh Allah, oh Christ, oh Shiva, fill me with your love, safety, joy, forgiveness, ecstasy, happiness. Fill me with forgiveness. And see this light entering every cell of your body. See all those dramas. With every spirit that happened is over. It is burned. There is no memory left. There is no memory left. Everything has been erased. You will live in the present moment. You have chosen to live in the present moment. That memory has been erased, transformed. Energy can be neither created nor destroyed, but it can be transformed. That memory of sexual abuse has been transformed into light. The memory of adultery has been transformed into light. The memory of grief has been transformed into light. Because you have burnt it. If you took DNA from your partners and you are with new partners, has been burned. Because you have offered. It is like you have jumped into this holy fire. Just jump again and see how you are going inside this fire completely. And there is fire and there is nothing you. You have offered yourself. And you see a pinkish light coming from this fire. This is the law of forgiveness. And you are this fire telling you that all is well. That you are safe completely. If there are many issues that you are having, everything has been resolved completely, unconditional. You have that power. You are the new Sumant. You are the new Rumi. You are the new Dina. You are the new Ashna. You are the new Lashita. You are the new Padma. You are the new Sumit. You are the new Suneha. You are the new Nita. You are the new. Everybody is new. You are born phoenix from the ashes. You must have heard. Phoenix rises from the ashes. With the blessings of Allah consciousness, with the blessing of Shiva consciousness, with the blessing of Christ consciousness. Oh Shiva, oh Mother Durga, and see the new. You only have this new life. You don't remember anything. Why? You are not supposed to remember anything of the past. There is no past life. There is only the present, and you are new. Completely new. You are safe, very safe, absolutely safe. Feel happy, joyous. And I'll close this class with that laughter yoga that we have. And all the people who are able to listen to me are going to join me with this laughter. Even if you are going to fake it, you are going to make it, my friend, remember. Because as I told you, everything is an illusion. You can retrain your brain to be happy. You can retrain your brain to be sad. Like the lemon. And you have chosen to have happiness. Create bliss in your life. Your environment is your reality. And let's start. You can put on the camera. Are you able to see me? Yes. So bring energy. Now you have this new physical body in your brain. See it going to the pineal gland, a spark shining in your brain. And it wants to create endorphin, happiness. Create serotonin. And create oxytocin. See it spreading. Just see some heaviness in your brain coming. And now you want to transform it into a physical reality. You can smile like I'm smiling. Yes. Smile. Smile. When you smile, well, how do you know you're smiling? Your cheeks go like this. You know, you see my cheeks? So make your cheeks. So when you make your cheeks like this, cheek like this, so this gives a activation to your brain to secrete an hormone. So which hormone it is going to secrete, Rumi? Ashna?
Endorphin?
Endorphins.
And focus on your brain. I'm focusing on your brain. Allah conscious, bless me with love, laughter, happiness, ecstasy, oxytocin, that I spend my life with my beloved ones happily. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Allah. I surrender my will to you. Thank you, Shiva. I surrender my will to you. Thank you, Christ conscious. Surrender my will to you. Thank you. I thank you. Oh, thank you from my heart, from my soul, that you have given me this life. You have given me so wonderful people in my life, that I can have a life of wondrous. All of you are listening should laugh. You get this energy. Your karma is going to change. All the coronavirus of this world is going to be eliminated. You have to spread it to hundreds of people. Send this on the Facebook to your friends, so that everybody joins in this holy havan. Oh, my friends, bless you all, so that you have a blissful evening, morning, afternoon, and night. That you shine, and blessings to the coronavirus, that it heals. That it goes to the Allah conscious has sadgati, contentment, deliverance, send peace to all the viruses, so that they allow us to fulfill our karma happily. They allow us to fulfill our karma happily to all the viruses. I pray that all the viruses of this universe go to Allah consciousness, Shiva consciousness, Christ consciousness to heal. Let us all pray that the virus, send this light to this virus. When you're sending this light to the virus, you're sending to New Delhi, to India, to UAE, to Middle East, to Hungary, to Europe, to America, to San Diego, to America, to China, to Japan, to all this world, and see this flow, all the viruses. See this virus is going into the consciousness of Allah. See it going. And there's healing. Remember, your thoughts can change the reality. Your observation can change the reality. Go in the future and see that everybody's walking on the streets, in their car, they're happy. Everybody has heals. Go in the future. You can create the future right now, my friends, if you have laughed with me. Because laughter is the consequences of happiness. So that means, why are you laughing? Because something good has happened. Where is the good happened? It is going to happen. So you have laughed earlier, you are happy earlier, and the thing which is going to make you happy is going to come. So pray that this universe heals. Thank you. Blessings to all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.